Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritam Naram Chaiva Magyānatimirandasya Jnānanjanasalakāya Chakkhurinmiletam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Soyam Rūpa Kadāmāhyam Dadāti Sopadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaisnavanam Cha Shri Rūpam Sagrajatam Sagana Shri Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Laitam Shri Visakhambitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopish Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Kantana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataruvascha Kurpa Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam Pavanabhya Vaisnavya Namo Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasata Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna. So welcome to this Gaura Purnima series. As we know that the transcendental appearance, the auspicious August advent of Lord Chaitanya is near approaching, just on March 14th. So we are very delighted and immensely delighted to present the teaching of Lord Chaitanya Mahāprabhu on this auspicious series, on this auspicious occasion which is near approaching. So this teaching of Lord Chaitanya actually is a summary study of Chaitanya Charitamrita, summary study of the 5 philosophical section of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and that constitute the core philosophical understanding of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and that includes the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī, Mahaprabhu teaching to Sanatana Goswami, the discussion between Ramananda Rai, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and Prakāśānanda Saraswati. This 5 section is very, very important. Although the teaching of Lord Chaitanya is non-different from the teaching of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, but it is actually a practical demonstration of the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna say the ultimate instruction of Bhagavad Gita is Sarvadharman Parityāja Mam Ekam Saranam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mukhyasami Mas. So give up all nonsense, surrender unto me. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching starting on this point of surrendering to Krishna, where the Bhagavad Gita left, the practical demonstrations how to surrender to Krishna, how to approach Krishna. That is the main philosophical section of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and main cardinal and core teaching of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So on this notes, we will start the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, which was compiled by the Srila Prabhupada in the year of 1967, actually. So actually, before we start, we must know the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, about the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mercy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glories. So then only we can celebrate Gaura Purnima, not with sentiment, but with substantial faith, with concrete faith, unsobering faith, love, respect, and proper understanding of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's identity and his glories and his wonderful mercy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually is Krishna himself. And Lord Krishna, when he exhibits the exuberant mercy to all the living entity, he appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, when first time Rūpa Gosvāmī met to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayag, he prayed a beautiful verse. Nama Mahabadanya Krishna Prema Pradate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namini Goro Krishna Nama. He said that, my Lord, you are the most magnanimous, munificent incarnation. Why so? Because although Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different, but Krishna works on the justice. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that, Je jathamang prapandyante tang stateva aham bhajami. Works on justice means what you deserve, you get that. You supposing you surrender 50%, Krishna will bless you 50%. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu works on the mercy. If you do not deserve also, neither you do not deserve, you do not ask also, Mahaprabhu give it. That is the speciality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu incarnation. Therefore, it is said that he is a magnanimous incarnation. Particularly in this age of Kali, it is stated in these beautiful verses that Lord is called Trijuga. Trijuga means Lord do not appear in this age of Kali. See, here it is said that Itam ni Trijuga Risideva. So Lord is called Trijugi, means Lord, you appear in various incarnations as human being, an animal, great saint, demigod, fish, or a tortoise, that maintaining the entire creation of different planetary system. Killing the demoniac principle. According to age, O my Lord, you protect principle of religion. In the age of Kali, however, you do not assert yourself as the supreme personality of Godhead, and therefore you are known as Three Juga, Lord who appears in three Yugas. He appears in different Yuga, three Yuga, not Kali Yuga. Why? Because in Kali Yuga, it's so abominable. Lord has got a standard. This Kali Yuga means people are very duplicitous, very hypocrisy. It's the age of hypocrisy. Outside something and inside something. People are so fallen, deplorable condition. Therefore, Lord, do not assert, do not come. But out of his causeless mercy, Lord appears in a very channa avatar, in a very disguised way as a devotee. As a devotee, he comes in Kali Yuga to deliver the conditioned soul who are very wretched. So he comes as a very duplicitous way also. He's a transcendental, hypocrite. He comes outside as a devotee, but inside he's Krishna. And that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he also wanted to come and teach these duplicitous people the way that they can be delivered. Just like a teacher, he picks up the pencil and pens, he writes A, B, C. That does not mean that the teacher is learning ABC, but he is teaching to us. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as a devotee of the Lord to teach us how to obtain the bhakti of Krishna, how to get out from this material existence, how to approach Krishna, how to reach the ultimate goal of life. That is his special mercy. Special mercy. So therefore, in this regard, the Chaitanya Chaitamrita, it is stated in the very, very beginning that, my Lord, Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunavatirna Kalo. In this age of Kali, you have appeared as a Karuna avatar, a very merciful incarnation. Why? Because Samarpaitam Unnato Jala Rasam Sobhakti Sriyam Hari. The bhakti is a very confidential part, confidential aspect of absolute truth. Lord can give everything, but bhakti is very reserved. Krishna himself says, Bhagavad Gita, he says, Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. Manmana Bhava Mada Bhakta. The ultimate things, you become my devotee. Bhakta Mama Vijananti. So this very confidential aspect of absolute truth. He does not give it very freely. It is stated one of the verses that he does not give the bhakti so freely. Everything he can give, because it is very rare, very precious. In this verse in Bhagavatam, it is said that my dear king, Sukadev Goswami continued, my dear king, the supreme person Mukunda is actually the maintainer of all members of Pandava and Yadu dynasty. He is your spiritual master, worshipable deity, friend, director of your activity. To say nothing of this, he sometimes serves your family as a messenger servant. This means he works just as an ordinary servant do. Those engaged in getting the Lord's favor attain liberation from the Lord very easily. But he does not very easily give the opportunity to render direct service unto me. No. This bhakti he does not give easily. Therefore, it is stated in the Sanskrit that muktim dadati kartis mana bhakti yogam. Bhakti he will not give so easily. No. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so magnanimous. He is distributing that bhakti, that very confidential aspect. Unnata ujjala rasam. Unnata ujjala rasam means actually the bhakti also, there is a different type of bhakti. One can approach Krishna prapam bhakti as a santarasa. Oh, Lord is great, Lord is, in that neutrality. He can be a servitors, he can be a friend, he can be a parents, but highest is the conjugal love. Therefore, it is said that unnata ujjala rasam, that highest of bhakti rasa, which is called conjugal love. The bhakti culminates to the point of conjugal love. That conjugal love, that highest pinnacle point of bhakti, Lord is distributing as if it is, indiscriminately, without even checking that one is fit, one is not fit. Therefore, he is very magnanimous. He is not like Lord Krishna, you surrender, then only I give. Gajendra, pray and surrender, my Lord, please help me. Then he protected. Draupadi also pray, then he came and protected. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not like that. Therefore, it is said that very beautiful verses in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu context. There is a very nice verses. It is stated that stated in this Adilila that Mahaprabhu's mercy is so good. Hena prema Śrī Caitanya dila jatha tatha jagai madai prajanta anyara ki katha. So here in this beautiful verses it is stated that Mahaprabhu, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has freely given the love of Krishna everywhere and anywhere, even to the most fallen such as Jagai Madai. What then to speak of those who are already pious and elevated? Even a Jagai Madai, two miscreants are there. They have done all the sinful activities under the sun. But Lord Chaitanya is so magnanimous, he gave Krishna Prem to him. Such abominable people. What to speak about those who are pious and elevated? That is the mercy, that is the magnanimity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He indiscriminately giving something which is very confidential, something which is very precious, something is very highest. Therefore, he is Mahabhadanaya. In this regard also, there are beautiful verses. It is say that Mahaprabhu patra patra vichara nahi sthana asthana ye jaha paya taha kare prema dana. How he was distributing, it is said that in distributing the love of God at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associate did not consider who was a fit candidate, who was not, nor where such distribution should or should not take place. They made no condition. Wherever they got the opportunity, the member of Panchatattva distributed love of God. No condition like Krishna and Lord Ram. You have to surrender, I will give fearlessness. That is Lord Ramchandra. He spoke. Krishna said, no, Sarvadharman, you surrender first, then I will. Conditions are there. Condition apply. But here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no condition. Patra vichara nahi sthana. He distributed freely, indiscriminately, profusely. That is called exuberant mercy. Exuberant mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's a beautiful verses. We can see 2 2-3 verses, and then it will give us a goosebump actually. It's a very nice verses describing this magnanimity of this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mage ba na mage kaha keha patra ba patra ihara bichara nahi jane deya matra. He said that not considering who asked for it, who did not, who was fit, who unfit to receive it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed the fruit of devotion. This is called mercy. Causeless mercy means that you are not fit. Neither you asked for that mercy, neither you are qualified to receive the mercy. That personality is receiving the highest mercy by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, he is magnanimous. Therefore, he is magnanimous. Therefore, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he says that, my dear all readers, please consider this. Everybody is inviting. He telling Sri Krishna Chaitanya Daya Karho Vichara. Everybody invited, everyone in this world, please consider the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vichara karile chitte pave chamatkar. If you indeed interested in lodging an argument, kindly apply it to the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you do so, you will find it strikingly wonderful. Who can give such a highest reward to the most fallen people in this age of Kali? All are duplicitous, hypocrite. But Mahaprabhu is giving, if you are more hypocrite, more duplicitous, more fallen, Mahaprabhu say you should come first in the line. You should receive my mercy first. That was his consideration. That was his mercy. What a wonderful mercy. Therefore, everybody is worshipping. Therefore, it is stated that Bande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Tam Karuna Vannam Kalo Apiyati Guddhayam Bhaktir Jaina Prakashita. I offer my respectful obeisance unto Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is an ocean of transcendental mercy. And although the subject matter of Bhakti Yoga is very confidential, he has nonetheless manifested it so nicely, even in the age of Kali, in the age of Paral. That is Mahaprabhu. Unless we know all this philosophical section, we will not have this love, this faith, and that respect for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The most munificent Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Gaura Krishna, distributed everyone, even the lowest of men, his own confidential treasury in the form of nectar of love of himself, the holy name. This was never given to the people at any time before. I therefore offer my respectful obeisance unto him. It was never, no such incarnation in the previous. They have given such a wonderfully merciful way, distributed the love of Godhead with the highest things, transcendental love of Godhead. Nobody has given, no incarnation. Therefore, in this age of Kali, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to prachara, to distributed that love of Godhead in the form of the holy name of the Lord. It is stated that Mahaprabhu has come that in this particular age, Mahaprabhu has incarnated for that purpose, to give everybody the love of Godhead. Kali juge juga dharma namera prachara tathi lagi pita vanna Chaitanya avatar. Religious practice of the age of Kali is broadcast the glories of holy name. Only for this purpose the Lord in yellow color descended at Lord Chaitanya. He is giving love of Godhead in the form of his holy name of the Lord. So, on this beautiful notes on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we will start the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. So, teaching of Lord Chaitanya, as I told, that it is a summary study of 5 most important philosophical section of Chaitanya Charitamrita. See, it is the first chapter teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī. So what happened? The Rūpa Gosvāmī, the two great acharyas at Goswami, out of 6 Goswami, two of them called Rūpa Gosvāmī and Sanatana Goswami. So Rūpa Gosvāmī, what happened? And his brother Sanatana Goswami and younger brother Anupam, all of them, they met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Ramkeli. Mahaprabhu went to Vrindavan tour first time, but he could not do that. First he went to Navadip, Kulyagram. After that he went to a place called Ramkeli, which is the capital of Gouda. Gouda means Bengal. That time Bangladesh and Calcutta together, it's called Gouda, Gouda Desh, Bengal. Therefore we are called Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So this Gouda Desh is ruled by a Muslim ruler called Nawab Hussain Shah. Nawab Hussain Shah came to know about the Rūpa Gosvāmī, Sanatana Goswami. They're extraordinarily intelligent, they're prudent, and they're multilinguistic ability. They know Persian, Sanskrit, so many languages they know Rūpa Gosvāmī. So the Hussain Shah appointed Rūpa Gosvāmī and Sanatana Goswami as a wazir. Wazir means minister, prime minister and finance minister. But when Rūpa Gosvāmī, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami, although they belong to a very Brahminic, very highly high Brahmin community, but because they have been working under the Hussain Shah, Muhammadian ruler, so they were ostracized by the Brahmin community. So when they wanted to, they met actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Ramkeli. Mahaprabhu said that you are my eternal servant. You will soon be escaped from this Hussain Shah administrations, and you will come to me. You will join with me, my Krishna consciousness movement. So in that way, this is a first meeting of Rūpa Gosvāmī. After that, Rūpa Gosvāmī and his younger brother Anupam Goswami, they managed to escape from the Nawab Hussain Shah administrations. They came to know, they sent, actually Rūpa Gosvāmī sent 2 messengers to know about where is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to Vrindavan. From Vrindavan he was returning to Prayag. He was at Prayag. So after knowing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to Vrindavan, then he will go to Prayag and will return to Puri. So Rūpa Gosvāmī and his younger brother also, they escaped from the Nawab Hussain Shah, and they also went through a jungle way to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayag. That time also, Rūpa Gosvāmī came to know that Sanatana Goswami could not escape. He was arrested. Therefore, he sent a letter to Sanatana Goswami. I have given 10,000 coin to a grocer. You utilize this money to escape from this arrest, from the jail. So in this way, Rūpa Gosvāmī, Anupam Goswami went to Prayag. So here it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the teaching of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī. Prabhupada is starting that. Rūpa Gosvāmī, the younger brother of Sanatana Goswami, went to Prayag, the modern city called Allahabad. Just now the Kumbh Mela is going on, this Prayag. And with his younger brother called Vallabha. His initiated name is Vallabha. His uninitiated name called Anupam. When 2 brothers heard that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying there, they both became very much pleased, went to see the Lord. At that time, Lord was on his way to visit temple called Bindu Madhav. In Prayag, there is a very beautiful temple called Bindu Madhav temple. On the way to temple, Lord was chanting, dancing. Thousands of people are following him. Some were crying, some were laughing, some were dancing, some were singing, some were falling on the ground. Offering obeisance to the Lord, all of them were roaring holy name, Krishna, Krishna. It is said that in spite of being the confluence of river of Ganges, Jamuna and Prayag, Prayag was never folded until the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at which time the city was overflowed by love of Krishna. So the 2 brothers, Rūpa Gosvāmī and Vallabha, stayed aloof in an uncrowded places, witnessed the great crowd. When the Lord danced, he raised his arms, shouted, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. The people all about him were astonished to see his activity. And the wonderful scene is difficult to describe. So here Rūpa Gosvāmī saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he is dancing in the temple and making everybody to dancing. After visiting the temple, Lord accepted prasadam of food offered to the deity, the house of a Deccanese southern Brahmana with whom he was acquainted. While sitting alone at the Brahmana's home, the Lord was visited by visited by Rūpa Gosvāmī, Vallabha Gosvāmī. From a distance, two brothers fell down on the ground to offer obeisances. They chanted many Sanskrit words from the scriptures. When Lord saw Rūpa Gosvāmī offering obeisances before him, he became very much pleased and said, "My dear Rūpa, please get up." Lord then informed the Rūpa Gosvāmī of the causeless mercy of Krishna upon him. He has just delivered him from the materialistic way. So here Rūpa Gosvāmī and his younger brother met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayag. And as soon as Rūpa Gosvāmī met, this is just the introduction part. So as soon as Rūpa Gosvāmī met, he fell down. Both of them fell down prayer. And Lord accepted two brothers as his devotees that time. And Lord quoted a beautiful verses. He told that I am not pleased with this Chaturvedi and all. There are beautiful verses is there. I'll show you. Lord quoted this first verses of teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. First verse to know the teaching of Rūpa Gosvāmī. Teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī. There's a beautiful verses quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this regard. In CC Madhya, actually 19th chapter. So in these verses it is said that Mahaprabhu said that Name Bhaktas Chaturvedi Mad Bhakta Sopacha Priyaha Tasmai Deyam Totagrahyam Socha Pujya Jathahi Aham. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I quoted the verse. Lord Krishna said, even though a person is very learned scholar of the Sanskrit Vedic literature, he is not accepted as my devotee unless he is pure in devotional service. Even the person born in a family of dog eater is very dear to me if he is a pure devotee who has no motive to enjoy fruitive activity or mental speculation. Indeed, all respect should be given to him, and whatever he offers should be accepted. Such devotee are as worshipable as I am. So that is the quoted, first thing he quoted by saying the when he accepted Rūpa Gosvāmī and Vallabha, his younger brother, as his devotee, he quoted this verse. Never mind whether you are a Chaturvedi, but if you have a pure devotee, if you are the devotee, means Lord is accepting. That is the qualification. That is the qualification of acceptance of the Lord. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted two brothers. As soon as he accepted the two brothers, the famous verse is quoted by by Rūpa Gosvāmī, that you are the Mahabhadanaya. My Lord, you are the Mahabhadanaya. Nama Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Padate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namini Guru Krishna Nama. O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani. You are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisance. So Rūpa Gosvāmī knows the Lord. Therefore it is said that Chaitanya Manobhishtam. Rūpa Gosvāmī only, there are so many acharyas, but it is stated that only Rūpa Gosvāmī understood the inner desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he quoted a beautiful verses that, my Lord, you are the most munificent incarnation because you are distributing all these things, pure love of Godhead to everyone. And he said that we offer our obeisance unto that merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead who has converted all three worlds which are maddened by ignorance, saved from the disease condition by making them mad with nectar from treasure house of love of Godhead. Let us take full shelter of that personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, whose activities are wonderful. Beautiful two verses Rūpa Gosvāmī cited to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually Mahaprabhu was Triveni. There's a place called Triveni in Prayagraj, as you know that now because of this Kumbh Mela, Mahakumbh Mela. So you say Triveni side is very crowded. Everybody come because it's a confluence of the Ganges, Jamuna and Saraswati, three most important and holy rivers. Therefore, many people, they go there and took bath. Very crowded. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu do not want that crowd. He wanted to go other side of the thing. There is a place called Dasashwamedha Ghat. He went that side. As a matter of fact, wherever he goes, Rūpa Gosvāmī is following. So Rūpa Gosvāmī stayed 10 days, he stayed with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu taught him the 10 days, all the instruction, the truth about Krishna, the truth about devotional service, truth about the mellows that culminate to conjugal love, and the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam, ultimate conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. He taught all the things and he ordered Rūpa Gosvāmī to go to Vrindavan. So now we will discuss on that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the Sahasramedha Ghat, where he taught 10 days, taught to Rūpa Gosvāmī, instructed Rūpa Gosvāmī most important philosophical things to Rūpa Gosvāmī for 10 days. So in this regard, we can go to this beautiful, he taught about, initially he taught very nicely about the evolution of the consciousness. So Prabhupada is writing that after these two prayers, Prabhupada is writing that the Supreme Lord is cognizant and all-powerful. By his causeless mercy, he empowers a living entity to receive his mercy. People in general, being under the spell of conditioned life, are averse to rendering devotional service and practicing Krishna consciousness. They are unaware of the teaching of Krishna consciousness, which reveals one the eternal relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead, the process by which we can return to spiritual world, and the ultimate goal of life, which is return home back to Godhead. This is called Sambandha Jnana, Avidya Jnana, Prayojana Jnana. Because these things are unknown to conditioned soul, Lord Chaitanya, out of his causeless mercy, instructed Rūpa Gosvāmī in the principle of devotional service. Later, Rūpa Gosvāmī distributed this science to people in general. There's a book called Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu actually the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rūpa Gosvāmī. He says the Prabhupada also writing that in the prologue, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rūpa Gosvāmī described Lord Chaitanya as follow. He told that Chaitanya, I am writing this book on the science of devotion known as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inspired me. He has inspired me with a desire in my heart to write something about devotional service. For this reason, I am writing. So beginning is 10 days continual instruction to Rūpa Gosvāmī, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my dear Rupa, the science of devotional service is just like a great ocean. And so it is not possible to show you its entire length and breadth. But I shall try to explain the nature of that ocean by taking just one drop out of it. In this way, you can taste it and understand what ocean of devotional service is. So here, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī. For 10 days. So he started with that the beautiful verses. So he said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Rūpa Gosvāmī all the conclusion he had from Ramananda Rai, duly empowered him so that he could understand them. So the beginning he is teaching is that how he spoke about the evolution of consciousness. In these beautiful verses, he said that for 10 days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Prague, instructed Rūpa Gosvāmī, empowering him with the necessary instruction. The first thing he told about the evolution of consciousness. He told that, please listen to me, it is not possible to describe devotional service completely. Therefore, I am just trying to give you a synopsis and symptoms of devotional service. So initially, he told that from the beginning, how that the ocean of transcendental mellow of devotional service is so big that no one can estimate its length and breadth. However, just to help you to taste it, I am describing one drop. So he told very nice that it that in this universe there are limitless living entity, 8.4 million species, and all are wandering within universe. So we started from the very root, very beginning, that all in the material world there are 8.4 million species of life. There's a beautiful verses in this regard from Padma Purana. Prabhupada quoted in the poet in the purport. विष्णु पुराण जलजा नवलक्षणी स्थावर लक्ष्य विंशति कृमय रुद्र संख्यक पक्षिणाम दश लक्षणम त्रिस्माल लक्षणी पाशव चतुर्लक्षणी मनुष्य. There are 900,000 species living in the water. There are 2 million living in the stavara, tree and plant. There are also 1 million species insect, reptile. There are 10 millions of bird, and there are 30 million varieties of quadruped, and there are 400,000 in human species. In this way, there are 8.4 million species. 900,000, 2 million, 100,000, 1 million, 4 million, and 3 million and 400,000. In this way, there are 8.4 million species is there. And out of that 4 millions of species, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that some of them are actually eternally, out of all these four things, the length and breadth of the living entity describes as 1/10,000 of the tip of the hair. This is original subtle nature of the living entity. The living entities are very, very minute, 1/10,000 of tips of the hair. That is so infinitesimal. So he is describing that living entities are very, very minute, and they are of 8.4 million species. Out of 8.4 million species, there are many people they are uncivilized. Most of them, they are uncivilized. And out of them, there are few people are called civilized. And out of the civilized personality, civilized thing, there are very rare people. Many of them, they are involved in the karmic things, like fruitive activities. Many of them, they are involved in the many of them are involved in the knowledge of impersonal knowledge of speculation, etc. So out of this all 8 billion species, how they have been divided is stated in this beautiful so Krishna, and out of them very rare is Krishna Bhakta. So in this regard, he told those who do believe in these things in advancing spiritual life, they are called known as Aryans. And out of those who believe in scripture, advancement of human civilization, there are two classes. One is righteous and unrighteous, pious or impious. Those who are righteous generally execute fruitive activity to derive some good result of sense gratification. Out of many such persons who engage in righteous activity, sense gratification, only a few come to know about the absolute truth. These are called Gyanis, empiric philosophers, in search of absolute truth. Out of many hundred and thousand of such empiric philosophers, only a handful actually attain liberation. When one is liberated, he theoretically understands that living entity is not composed of material element, but is a spirit soul, distinct from matter. Simply by understanding this doctrine, even theoretically one qualifies as a mukta, liberated soul. But actually, mukta is who understands his constitutional position as a part and parcel of the Lord and his eternal servant. Such liberated soul engage with the faith and devotion, the service of the Lord. They are called Krishna Bhakta, Krishna consciousness person. So Mahaprabhu is starting with the evolution of the consciousness. He is telling, I am now speaking of the devotional service, the beginning of evolution of consciousness. There are 8.4 million subspecies, and this 8.4 million species of life, there are something which is non-living and living. The living entities who are living, among the living entities, there are civilized, uncivilized. When you say uncivilized, means they do not believe in religious things. There are no religious things. They're aboriginal, etc. They do not believe in all religious things. And those who are civilized persons, they believe in religious things. But out of them, those believe in this religiosity, out of them, there are pious and impious people. Impious people, they are acting against the religious things. But those are pious people, they are engaged in fruitive activities. And among these pious people, somebody is knowledgeable. He knows, he understands the real, understand the God. Out of those knowledgeable people, hardly one is liberated. Bhunam janmanmate jnanavan mam prapanyate. Out of many those who are liberated, one may be a bhakta who is engaged in the service of Krishna. Liberation means he knows that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul. Aham Brahmasmi. That is liberation position. As Bhagavad Gita, it is said that Brahmabhutta prasanatma na sochati na kankyati samah sarvabhuteshu madhavakta lavate par. So they are in the neutral stage. They know Brahmasmi. But out of them, those who are more advanced, they are called bhakta. They engage in the service of the Lord. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu giving an impression to Rūpa Gosvāmī that rarity of the Krishna Bhakta. Krishna Bhakta is very, very rare. Krishna Bhakta are free from all material desire. Although those who are theoretically liberated by knowing that living entity is not material may be classified among liberated souls, they still have desire. Their main desire is to become one with Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such persons are very much attached to performing Vedic rituals and righteous activity in order to enjoy material prosperity. Even when some of them transcend material enjoyment, they still try to enjoy spiritual world by merging into existence of Supreme Lord. Some of them also desire to attain mystic power through the execution of yoga. As long as one of any of the desire are within the heart, he cannot understand the nature of pure devotional service. On account of constantly being agitated by such desire, he is not peaceful. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually giving about the principle of devotional service to Rūpa Gosvāmī. He said that so many entity, 8.4 million species of life, very rarely only bhakta is qualified to understand devotional service. Therefore, Krishna also says that bhaktyamam avijananti jamanjacha samitattva. But all other people, those who are liberated soul, but they are into, they have some desire, they want to merge into existence of the God. They want to get some mystic power. They have got desire. So therefore, they are not qualified to understand the pure devotional service. In these beautiful verses, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say that all these people, they have some desire. As a result, they are not qualified to understand. Krishna Bhakta Niskama Ateva Santa Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Asanta. Those who are after fruitive result for their pious activity, those who desire for salvation, identity with Supreme, those who desire material perfection by mystic power are all restless because they want something for themselves. But the devotee is completely peaceful because he has no demand for himself and is always ready to serve the desire of the Lord. Conclusion is therefore that Lord is for everyone because no one can achieve the result of his respective desire without his sanction. So here it is said that all these peoples, all these impersonalists, all these yogi, they have some desire. So they are not qualified. They are restless. They are not santa. They are always have some desire. They cannot understand the devotional service. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is quoted a beautiful verses. He quoted that Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayanaha sudullava prasatatma koti sumahamanna. Oh, great says, out of many millions liberated person who have achieved the success in mystic yoga, it is very rare to find one who is completely devoted to Supreme Personality of Godhead, is therefore filled with peace. Very Narayana Parayana means kotisu, out of many millions. Manushyanam sahasresu kaschit yatati siddhaya. Etitam api siddhanam kaschin mam betita. Krishna also say that. Out of many liberated soul, one may be understanding me because he is a bhakta. He is a bhakta. It's very rarity. Lord Chaitanya next explained that many thousand millions of living entities wandering in the material world, who by the grace of Lord Krishna and the spiritual master get the seed of devotional service, is very rare and fortunate. ब्रह्मांड भ्रमिते कोने भाग्यवान जीव Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually start with this point actually. He told that who can get this bhakti lata bees? Who can be a fortunate? It says that Brahmanda Brahmito Kono Bhagyavana Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti lata bees. According to their karma, all the living entity are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them being elevated to upper planetary system, some are going down into the lower planetary system. Out of many millions wandering living entity, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of Kripa of devotional service. See how much rarity to become a devotee or to get that devotional service, seeds of devotional service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, therefore, he started beginning with that there are so many species of life wandering in this material world. There are many uncivilized. There are many non-moving. They are living entity like plants, trees. They are non-moving. They have no opportunity. Those who are moving entity, out of this moving, they are uncivilized. There are civilized. Out of civilized, very rarely one is bhakta. How he can get the seed of devotional service? Because by the grace of Krishna, one can get a bona fide spiritual master. And by the mercy of both Krishna and bona fide spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of devotional service. That is the beginning of the fortunate of a conditioned soul. That one receives the seed of devotional service by the mercy of spiritual master and Krishna. Because Krishna is the inbuilt Guru, Chaitya Guru, is the inbuilt Guru for everyone. He is a super soul. As a super soul, he is the inbuilt Guru. He witnesses everything. When he sees that a person is sincere to come to me, then he arranges a bona fide spiritual master so that the conditioned soul become fortunate to receive the seeds of devotional service. So after he is receiving seeds of devotional service, see Prabhupada also giving example. How one get the seed of, just like Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj is a determination, full of determination to attain Krishna. So Krishna, the super soul, immediately sent his representative Narad Muni to initiate them. So that is the example of how one get. Prabhupada said that a pious and religious man is generally inclined to worship the deity in various temples. But if by chance, even without his knowledge, he offers his obeisances, wonderful respect to Lord Vishnu, receives the favor of a Vaishnava, a devotee of the Lord. At that time, he acquired the asset of necessary to approach Supreme Personality of Godhead. This plainly understood from the history of great says Narada, which is related in Srimad Bhagavatam. By serving a Vaishnava in his previous life, Narada was favored by those devotees of the Lord, become the great sage of Narada. It is said that in a Brihat Purana, that bhakti satsangena upajayate. So bhakti, how the bhakti sprouts up? With devotional service, with association of a devotee. And the association of devotee because of the pious activity. That pious activities is not the ordinary pious activity like charity and all. No. That pious activity called here, Prabhupada say that this pious activity is like transcendental pious activity. Bhakti Unmukhi. Like Narada Muni example given. Narada Muni was a son of maid servant. But somehow and other, he get a chance to serve these Vaishnavas. As a result of that, he received the seeds of devotional service. Therefore, it is said that Kono Bhagyavana, fortunate people due to his previous transcendental pious activities, he get the seed of devotional service. Vaishnavas are generally very compassionate toward conditioned soul. Without even being invited, devotee will go from door to door, enlighten people, to bring them out of the darkness of niche science by imparting knowledge of living entity, constitutional position, a servant of Lord Krishna. Such devotees are empowered by the Lord to distribute devotional consciousness or Krishna consciousness to people in general. They are known as authorized spiritual master. It is by the mercy of such spiritual master that a conditioned soul gets devotional service. The causeless mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead is first appreciated when one comes in touch with a bona fide spiritual master. Here it is Chaitanya Srila Prabhupada say that who is this bona fide spiritual master? The bona fide spiritual master, they are very paropakar. They are concerned about the conditioned soul and trapped very pathetically in this material existence. They want to deliver. Therefore, they travel from one place to another place. They are the bona fide spiritual master, just like Prabhupada. Prabhupada traveled at a vague age of 69 years old. Most of them, they love to be with their grandchildren, rest in the house, retired and rest. But Prabhupada decided, no, I want to deliver the conditioned soul. He went with so much difficulty, so much trial, tribulation, troublesome to America. They are called bona fide spiritual master. There are many verses is there in this regard. So then, therefore, they are called, when somebody is come in contact with that spiritual master, he will get the devotional. Because he enlightened the conditioned soul, bring him to the highest position of devotional life. Because everybody is now trapped in this material world because of ignorance. They do not know what is the success, what is the ultimate goal of life, what is my self-interest. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that by the mercy of spiritual master, one can achieve the causeless mercy of the Lord. And by the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can attain the mercy of bona fide spiritual master. First of all, Krishna is appreciated because he sees he is sincere. Then he he arranges his bona fide spiritual master. And once a person, conditioned soul, come in contact with a bona fide spiritual master, then he gets the mercy of Krishna. Again, the full mercy of Krishna. So in this way, by both the mercy of Krishna and spiritual master, one start his devotional service or Krishna conscious life. So again, it is said that after getting that seeds of devotional service, one has to sow the seed in the field of his heart, just as a gardener sows the seed of a valuable tree. After sowing this seed, one has to water it by chanting, hearing holy name of Supreme Personality of Lord, by taking part in discussion about the science of devotional service in a society of pure devotees. So it is said that supposing you plant a seed, you have to watering process. That watering process is very, very important. Because without watering process, your plant will not grow. It will not sprouts up from the seed of devotion. Therefore, one has to hear and chant. How to hear? In the association of devotees. Then we can grow, our devotional service will grow. And it is fully grown means it will enter into the transcendental, it will penetrate this material environment, material covering, and it goes to the spiritual world. In that spiritual world, it will goes and comes to the Goloka Vrindavan, the highest Vaikuntha world, the highest planet in the spiritual world called Goloka Vrindavan. And it goes there and rests in the lotus feet of the Lord, which is called the final destination of that Bhakti Lata beach. Is the final resting place. So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching that this is the way it will go and take shelter of the things. After it attaining that position, then it will produce the fruits of love of Godhead. The fruit of that is the love of Godhead. And if one cannot, Prabhupada says, unless one waters the plant by chanting and hearing, there is very chance that it will dry up. Just like a plant, you do not watering, it will dry up. Lord Chaitanya pointed to Rūpa Gosvāmī that there was another danger to be encountered while watering the root of devotional plant. See, another danger. What is that danger? After the plant has grown somewhat, an animal may come and either eat it and destroy it. When the green leaves of plant are eaten by some animal, the plant generally dies. Thus, one has to take precautions so that plant of devotional service is not disturbed by animal. which represent offenses. The most dangerous element is mad elephant. For if a mad elephant entered the garden, it causes the tremendous damage to the plants and trees. So just like the plant we are watering, fine, hearing and chanting is going on very nicely. But you have to fence. What is that fence? Fence means so that animal cannot come and eat it. Once animal come and eat your plant, it will not grow and dry up. It will die. Therefore, you have to fence. Fence against what animal? What is that animal? There are many offenses there. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says that the Nam Aparadha, Dham Aparadha, Seva Aparadha, Vaishnava Aparadha. So many offenses are there. They are called animals. Out of all these offenses, the biggest offenses that will uproot our plans of devotional service, the creeper of devotional service, that is called Vaishnava Aparadha. Vaishnava Aparadha called mad elephant. Just like mad elephant comes means it will destroy the garden. The mad elephant is like a Vaishnava Aparadha. And Prabhupada particularly say in the purport, 1965, why it happens when you disobey the order of spiritual master, that constitute Guru Abhagya, that constitute the mad elephant offense. That will destroy our bhakti. Therefore, we have to be very cautious about not allow these animals to destroy our devotional plant, devotional creeper. Bhakti Lata Bees. Therefore, the offenses has to be very carefully. That means we must follow the order of spiritual master very rigidly. Then there is no question of offenses. Then our devotional service will be protected, properly protected. An offense to a pure devotee, one of the 10 offenses against holy name. So this is very, very dangerous offense. All the offenses like an animal, they can come. If you do that, commit, that means you have no fence, they will come and destroy us. So there are 10 offenses of holy name. And one of them is Vaishnava Aparadha, Guru Abhagya also, and to blaspheme the devotee also. These are all the things. So, and then there are still other factors which can disturb the plant of devotional service. As this plant grows, the weeds of material desire may also grow. When a person advances in devotional service, it is natural that many persons will come to him requesting to become a disciple and will offer him some material gains. If one is attracted by a large number of disciples offering material convenience, forget his duty as a bona fide spiritual master, the growth of the plant will be impeded. Simply by taking advantages of material convenience, one may become addicted to enjoying material comfort. Very dangerous. Sometimes when you are protected with everything, you have no offenses, but sometimes it happens that you want to become a guru and you have to accept so many disciples for a material convenience, material enjoyment. That time it is very difficult. One is addicted to material comfort. As a result, the devotional service, which is very nicely growing, will be impeded. And other impediments are desire to liberation, material name, fame by discharging devotional service, to neglect the prohibitions. These prohibitions are mentioned in authorized scripture. One should not indulge in illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, eating meat. Indeed, one should not eat anything other than Krishna Prasadam, food over to Krishna. So we should follow the regulative principle given by spiritual master. Not go after the name, fame, and while discharging, I want to become a famous, I'm a great Kirtanite, I'm a great preacher, I'm great cook and all. For the name's sake, if you are doing devotional service, while doing devotional service, if you really hankering for the name, fame, then your devotional service will be prohibited. Also, if you are not following four regulative principle, the fundamental principle, regulative principle, then our devotional service will be impeded. It will not grow. The plant will not grow. So there are restrictions from who is attempting to advance in devotional service. If one does not follow this principle strictly, there will be severe disturbances in this discharge of devotional service. That means Prabhupada said that all these offenses coming for one point. If one disobey the order of spiritual master, because spiritual master has already given an instruction how to make a fence against these offenses, against these impediments. Is given that you have to get a mangalarti, you have to follow these, that, all these things given. If you follow that, there is no question of offenses to the name, holy name, offenses to the Vaishnavas, or going after the name and fame. all the things. See, if one is not particularly careful watering the plant of devotional service, one will instead nourish the weed described above, which will then grow very luxuriantly, hampers one's progress. This is the devotional creeper. At the same place, there's all the unwanted creeper will grow. If you are not watering this, your devotional creeper, devotional plant, other plant will grow. It will luxuriously grow and it will impede or hamper the progress of devotional creeper. So therefore, one should be careful at this time of watering the devotional creeper. At the same time, one should not unwanted plant to grow also. One should not allow the unwanted plant to grow. If the gardener does not see the weeds and cut them down, they will overcome and choke the plant of devotion. It is the duty of the neophyte devotee to cut down all the weeds they may grow by watering process of devotional service. If one is careful to guard against the growth of this weed, the plant of devotion will luxuriantly and reach ultimate goal, Golok Vrindavan. So if at the same times, when you are watering process by Shravanam, Kirtanam, hearing, chanting, at the same time we have to be careful of all this unwanted creeper. I have seen many devotees will be doing very nicely. At the same time, they have all this nonsense will come. As a result, it will hamper. So therefore, Prabhupada say that the duty of the devotee, neophyte devotee, to not only watering, that means hearing and chanting, at the same time you should see all the unwanted anarthas should not come, should not grow. You should cut down those things. Do's and do nots are there. Therefore, there's a negative injunction and a positive injunction. You do and you do not. Just like nectar of instruction is very, very important. 2 and 3. The sixth principle that will help to progress in bhakti, sixth principle that will impede our progress in bhakti. That is very, very important to learn. When the living, if in this way we are very careful about the do's and do nots, then the devotional creeper will grow and go to the Golok Vrindavan. So when the living entity engaged in devotional service releases the fruit of love of Godhead, he forgets all religious rituals at improving his economic condition. He no longer desires to satisfy his senses. He no longer desires to become one with Supreme Lord by merging into effulgence. It is very nicely said that. When one is come to the platform of Krishna consciousness devotional service, he will lose this desire for merging into effulgence or any fruitive activities. There are many practices leading to spiritual knowledge, transcendental bliss, including ritualistic sacrifice recommended in Veda, the execution of austerity, pious duty, the practice of mystic yoga. These all are different result to their performance. But all these rewards appear to glitter only as long as one is elevated to the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Love of God is dormant in everyone. It can be awakened from his dormant position by execution of pure devotional service. Just as a person beaten by serpent fallen unconsciousness can be revived by smelling ammonia. There's a beautiful verses in this regard. So, why all these things are coming unwanted thing? It is stated in these beautiful verses that as long as there is not a slightest fragrance of pure love of Krishna, which is perfect medicinal herb for controlling Lord Krishna within the heart, the opulence of material perfection known as Siddhi, Brahminical perfection, Satya Titikya, so and the trance of the yogi, the mystic bliss of Brahman, all seem wonderful for the man. See, there's a very nice things is given. So if we are not coming to the perfectional stage of pure love of Krishna, then all this mystic yoga, these fruitive activities, the other things, they look very wonderful. But once one gets the love of Krishna, all these things are very insignificant, very, very insignificant. Therefore, it is stated in this next verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say that when one is situated in pure devotional service, develop love of Godhead. Therefore, let me describe some of the symptoms of pure devotional service. So, the symptoms of pure devotional service is described by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A very famous verse Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has described here. This is Rūpa Gosvāmī also put. Anya vilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anarvitam anukulyena krishnanushilaram bhakti ruttama. So pure devotional service symptoms means when a first class devotional service develops, One must be devoid of material desire, knowledge obtained by monastic philosophy, fruitive action. Devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desire. See, there is a very nice, Prabhupada has explained very nice in TLC. He told that pure devotional service, there can be no desire other than desire to advance in Krishna consciousness. In Krishna consciousness, there is no scope for worshipping any demigod, even in any other form of Krishna, like Ram, Nrsimha, nor is there room for indulgence in speculative empiric philosophy or foodie activities. One should be free from all this contamination. A devotee should accept only those things that are favorable for keeping his body, soul together, and should reject things that increase the demand of the body. Only the bare necessity for bodily maintenance should be accepted. By making one's bodily necessity secondary, one can primarily devote his time to cultivation of Krishna consciousness through chanting the holy name of the Lord. Pure devotional service means engaging all senses. So here Prabhupada is very nicely explained. What is this symptoms of pure devotional service? Annabhilasita Sunya. What is this Annabhilasita? That means one should not worship demigod. One even should not worship any form of Krishna. See, that much of exclusive, Mam Ekam Saranam Brajam. Exclusivity of worshipping Krishna. And not only that, one should not be attracted by any mental speculation or foodie activities. No. Jnana karma anarvitam. Karmadi anarvitam. Anukulyana Krishnanusilanam. You have to do whatever is favorable for devotional service and reject what is not favorable for devotional service. That is called Anukulyana Krishnanusilanam Bhakti Ruttam. That is the highest bhakti. And one should cultivate this through the chanting of holy name of the God. And pure devotional service means engage all senses in service of the Lord. That is the next verses quoted by the Narada Panchamrita, Narada Pancharatra by Narada Muni, that Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tat Prasadena Maya Chutya. This is the beautiful verses. This is another symptoms of pure devotional service. It is said that Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tat Pravatena Nirmalam Husikena Husikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. That is another symptoms of pure devotional service, is that engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of all sense. When the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. One is free from the material designation, one sense are purified simply by being employed in the service of the Lord. So this is the thing, another symptoms of pure devotional service. So because we are thinking that I am designated, I am this body, I belong to particular society, country, particular family. In this way, we are bound by many designations. And the senses belong to body, and body is subject to such designations. Senses are also that designated. Therefore, one engages in the senses for family, society, nation. So therefore, when your senses are engaged in such a way with family, society, that means one cannot cultivate Krishna consciousness. The senses, first of all, should be purified. How to purify the senses? To understand that I belong to Krishna. I am not this body, and the spirit soul belong to Krishna, and this life belongs to Krishna. That means all my senses are meant to be engaged in the service of the Lord. Such engagement is called pure devotional. Therefore, unless one is understand that I am the spirit soul, therefore Bhagavad Gita begins with the understanding that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul. Dehinam pinjata de komaram javanam cha tatha dehantara prapti dhirastatra namuhyate. That is the fundamental teaching of Bhagavad Gita also. So therefore, pure devotee accept transcendental loving service of the Lord, rejects all kind of liberation for this personal sense gratification. This is stated by Lord Kapil. This is also another symptoms of devotional, pure devotional service. They reject all kind of liberation. There are five kind of liberation is there. Salukya, Sarupya, Srishti, Samipya, Sahujya. All these 5 kind of liberation is rejected by devotee. That is the symptoms of pure devotee. They do not want. As soon as a pure devotee hears the glories and transcendental quality of the Lord, who is seated in everyone's heart, his mind at once flows toward the Lord, just as the water of the Ganges flows down toward the sea. Such spontaneous attraction of the devotee mind to the service of Supreme Personality of Godhead signifies pure devotional service. There are three symptoms has been given. First of all, Anyavilasita Sunyam, Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam. All the designation will be cleared and one will engage in the service of Krishna. Third one is, these devotees do not want liberation. They want to hear about the transcendental quality of the Lord. As soon as they hear the transcendental pastime of the Lord, their mind will immediately go to the Supreme Lord, to the service of the Supreme Lord. That is the signifier of pure devotional. And devotional service is pure when one engages in the service of Supreme Lord without any selfish motive, without being hampered by any material impediment. The pure devotee does not desire to live on the same planet as Supreme Lord, nor does he desire the same opulence as the Lord, nor does he desire to have same form as the Lord, not to leave him same side by side, not to merge into his existence. Even if the Lord offers the pure devotee such reward, he rejects them. That is the pure devotional service. Lord offers also, no, come to me, come to Vaikuntha, like Prahlad Maharaj. He rejected. No. They do not want all kind of liberations. They want to simply hear the glories of the Lord. The point is that pure devotee is so much absorbed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. He has no time to think of any benefit beyond his immediate engagement. Just as an ordinary materialistic businessman thinks nothing else but he is absorbed in his business. A pure devotee, when engaged in the service of the Lord, does not think of anything beyond that engagement. The pure devotee only, Mama Janmani Sare Bhavatat Bhakti Rahiti. Na dhanam, na janam. He does not think what benefit I will get. No. I am now immediately I am engaging. Let me day by day, life after life, engage in the service of the Lord. They do not want any other kind of, they do not think of that. One who possesses the symptom described above has been elevated to topmost position of devotional service. And it by such transcendental loving service alone, one can surpass the influence of Maya, release the pure love of God. As long as one desires material benefit or liberation, which are called the two witches of allurement, one cannot release the taste of transcendental loving service of Supreme Lord. There is a beautiful verses in this regard quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. In these verses, it is said that two witches. Who are the two witches? If one is infected with desire for material enjoyment, material liberation, he cannot rise to the platform of pure loving service unto Lord, even though he may superficially render service according to the routine of regularity. Although one is doing sadhana bhakti, but if he has a desire for material enjoyment and material liberation, he cannot come to the pure devotional service, because these two are the witches. They are called bhukti muti sviya javat pisachi hudde vartate. They are called witches. Material desire to enjoy material world, desire to become liberated from material bondage are considered to be two witches. They haunt one like a ghost. As long as these witches remain within the heart, how can one feel transcendental bliss? As long as the two witches remain in the heart, there is no possibility of enjoying transcendental bliss of devotion. Very, very dangerous, these two witches. Material desire to enjoy material world, the desire to become liberated from material bondage are considered to be two witches. Bhogoishara prasaktanam. So Krishna also says that those who are too much engaged in this material desire to enjoy the material world, then they will not get the pure devotional service. And also those who are desire to be liberated, they cannot. They are called two witches, pisachi. There are three stages of devotional service. First is beginning stage of cultivation. Second is realization of the service. Third stage is attainment of love of God. That is called Sambandha Jnana. First thing we should know who is Krishna. What is my relationship with him? When you know that I am the eternal servant of Krishna, he is my supreme master, then according to that relationship, I should engage in the service of the Krishna. That is called relative function. According to that relation, I have to act. Then finally, the ultimate goal is called prayojana, attainment of love of God. That is what devotional service has three stages. There are 9 different methods of cultivating devotional service: hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. All these processes are employed by the neophyte in the first stage. First stage where Sambandha Jnana, that Krishna is my master, I am the servant. So in first stage, neophyte engage all 9 process. If one is engaged in chanting, hearing, devotional, and faith, his material misgiving gradually become vanquished. As his faith in devotional service increases more and more, he becomes assured to higher perfection position. In this way, one becomes firmly fixed in devotional service, increases in taste for it, because attached to it, feels ecstasy. Preliminary stage of love, the preliminary stage of love of God. Attainment of ecstasy, this is first stage is you know and engage in the service of the Lord. The second stage, you get the taste for it. You are firmly fixed. That is called second stage. Firmly fixed. Like Nishta and Ruchi. Ruchi and Nishta Sakti will come. That is the second stage, which is called also the preliminary stage of love of Godhead. The final stage is the Bhava stage and Prema stage. Attainment of ecstasy produced by executing this process of cultivating devotional service. When one continues the process of hearing, chanting, attachment to Krishna gradually thickens, at last called the love of God. The final stage, it is the thickening that attachment, thickening that taste by executing the symptoms of bhava, ecstasy, and prema, love of Godhead. But in all the three processes, the very common thing is hearing and chanting. Sravanam, Kirtanam. That is very important. Neophyte stage, you have to hear and chant. At the stage, the secondary stage, which is called the preliminary stage of love of Godhead, that time also you have to have that taste, hearing and chanting. Final stage also, hearing and chanting is very thickened. These are the common practices. Then one can attain the love of Godhead. In the stage of transcendental love of Godhead, there are further development known as transcendental affection, emotion, ecstasy, esteem, intense attachment. So after the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described the principle of devotional service, now he is coming to that, this transcendental mellow that culminate to the position of, conjugal love. He said that after you love of God, there are things like raga, anuraga, bhava, mahabhava. The progress from one stage to another stage is like thickening the sugar cane juice. If you sugar cane juice more and more thicken, in the first stage, sugar cane juice is a thin liquid. When by evaporation it becomes thicker, it turns into molasses. Similarly, then it turns into the granules of sugar, then rock candy, so on. Just as sugarcane juice progresses from one stage to another, similarly transcendental love for supreme love developed by stage. After the love of God, it will come. After the prema, then raga, anuraga, bhava, anubhava, mahabhava. In this way, it will go, grows and grows, different stages. When one actually becomes situated on the transcendental platform, he becomes steady. Unless one's so situated, his position is not steady, may fall down. When one actually situated transcendentally, there is no fear of falling down. This stage is called Sthai Bhava. Bhava also different stage. In Bhava, there is called a Sthai Bhava. In Sthai Bhava means you cannot fall down. You are firmly situated in that transcendental platform. There are further development within stage known as Vibhava, Anubhava, Sattvika, Vyavachari. When these four ingredients are added to the state first position of pure transcendental life, there is an actual exchange of rasa, a transcendental mellow with Supreme Lord. This exchange in loving reciprocation between lover and the beloved, generally called Krishna Bhakti Rasa. That is the transcendental taste for exchanging loving sentiment between devotee and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So after the prema, love of Godhead, then there is a raga, anuraga, all the things. The stages are there. In that bhava, the stage also, there in that stage when you get more and more mature, there is a called rasa. Rasa means mellow, some kind of a relationship. You identify Krishna belongs to you in different way. There are 5 type of things are there. What are the 5 types? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has spoken that this highest stage of ecstasy characterized by 13 transcendental activity: dancing, rolling on the floor, slinking, singing, clapping, stretching the body, thundering, yawning, breathing heavily, forgetting social convention, drooling, laughing, shaking the hand, hiccuping. All these symptoms are not awakened simultaneously. They appear according to the exchange of transcendental mellow. Sometimes one symptom is prominent and another time another. This is called bhava. The bhava stage one will be ecstasy. Like sometimes the eyes, the tears will falling out of the eyes. Sometimes hair will stand on. So in this way, different. There are 13 kind of bhava, symptoms of ecstasy is there, and one it can be exhibited. It cannot be exhibited simultaneously. One can be exhibited at one time. There are 5 transcendental rasas or mellows. The initial stage called Santarati, where one is liberated from material contamination, appreciate the greatness of Supreme Personality of God. That is called Santarasa. Devotees are Santarasa, they appreciate, oh Lord is so great, like Prahlad Maharaj and all. Oh, you are so great. One who attains this stage does not exactly engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, for this is a neutral stage. The second stage, which is called Dasyarati, a person who appreciates his position as being everlastingly subordinate to Supreme Lord, and he understands that he is eternally dependent on the causeless mercy of the Supreme Person. At that time, there is an awakening of natural affection, as is felt by the son who grows up, begins to appreciate his father's benediction. At this stage, living entity want to serve the Supreme Lord instead of serving Maya. That is called Dasya Rasa. Dasya Rasa means servitorship, like Hanuman, perfection of servitorship. A third stage in the development of transcendental love is Sakhyarati. In this stage, one associates with the Supreme Lord as a friend on equal level with love and respect. At this stage, further developed, there is a joking of such relaxed exchange as a laughing. On the level, there are fraternal exchange with personality of God, and one is free from all bondage. One forgets his inferior position as a living entity, but at the same time, has a greater respect for the Supreme Person. So, there's a very nice stage. In the third stage called Sakhyarasa, Sakhyarasa is different type. Arjuna Sakhyarasa is with love and respect. On the other end, the Sakhyarasa of the Braja Gopos, like Sridham Subala, they're equal level like this. Sometimes they are superior also. So that is another kind of further Sakhya Rasa. In fourth stage called Bachelor Rasa, where a fraternal affection of the preceding stage develop into parental affection. The parental affection. At this time, living entity acts as a parents of the God. Instead of worshipping the Lord, living entity as a parent, supreme person, become an object of worship for him. At this stage, Lord depends on the mercy of his pure devotee, puts himself under the control of this devotee, to be raised nicely. Such a devotee can embrace the Supreme Lord, even kiss his hand. That is like Nanda Maharaj and Josodamaya. So that is called Bachala Rasa, the 5 primary rasas. In the 5th stage called Madhurya Rati, there is a transcendental exchange of conjugal love between the lover and the beloved. It is at this stage that Krishna and damsel of Braja glance lovingly at one another. For on this platform, there is an exchange of glances, movement of the eyebrow, pleasant word, attractive smiles, etc. So these are called 5 primary rasa. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking from the very beginning how our consciousness evolved. 8.4 million species of life. Out of that, many are non-living and living, like plants and all. They are non-moving. Their moving is there. We are moving all. Those who are moving, among them, human species is very rare. Out of this human species, there are civilized 5% only human species, 400,000. Out of this 5%, there are uncivilized, civilized. Out of civilized, there are many of them pious, impious. Out of many pious, there are many fruitive workers. There are few gyanis. After few gyanis, there are few liberated souls. Out of this liberated soul, there are very rare one devotees is there. Out of those such kind of devoted people, there are many of them Mayavadis. They are mystic yogi. They have some desire. But a pure devotee, they have no desire. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is defining that how one can get this devotional service, and then it will grow by the mercy of spiritual master, and by the mercy of Krishna one get devotional creeper. Then he can watering by hearing and chanting the plant, and also he has to make a fence so that no offenses will be committed. In this way, he will be protecting all the things his creeper. Then creeper will grow, penetrate the material world, then will reach to the spiritual world at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord at Goloka, highest planet system, highest location, highest destination. At that time, in that final destination, it will bear the fruits that is called love of Godhead. In that love of Godhead, what is the symptoms of these 3 stages of love of Godhead? The pure love of God at symptoms is anya vilasita sunyam. He will never worship any demigod, no mental speculation, no fruitive activity. Simply Krishna worshipping, and everything he will do favorable to that Krishna bhakti, and reject anything which is not favorable. And he will be free from designation that I am this body, I am this, that all the thing, material designation, and engage all the senses in Krishna service. And he is not interested in liberation. He simply wanted to hear. By hearing, his mind is driven to the Supreme Lord, and he wanted to desire to serve the Lord. These are the symptoms of pure devotional service. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say that when your watering process, if you have a material desire or wanted to liberate, they are called witches that will impede our devotional service. And further, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught to Rūpa Gosvāmī, there are 3 stages of devotional service: Sambandha, Avidya, and Prayojana. First stage, we have to engage in 9 process of devotional service. Second stage, it will be like matured. We will get the taste and firmly fixed and get the attachment. Final stage, we will get the bhava and prema. In bhava stage, there are symptoms of bhava. There are 13 symptoms. In prema stage, is very thickened. In prema stage, pure love of Godhead will exhibit it. And further, you can go from prema to raga, anuraga, so many other things. Bhava, anubhava, anuraga, etc. There are 5 fundamental. Then it will enter into the rasas, mellows, one relationship with God. Then you are identified with the Lord as a relatives. There are 5 kind of primary rasas. There are Santa rasa, they are neutral stage. Lord is great. He's free from contamination, but he is not engaged in service of the Lord, but he appreciates the Lord is great. Second one is Dasya rasa, he engaged in the service of the Lord. Third one is Sakhya rasa. Sakhya rasa also 2 types. One is with love and respect, other is on equal level. Then he'll come to the Bachala rasa, where he acts as a parents and take care of the Lord. Lord depends on the mercy of the parents. Finally, is conjugal love, is the highest of primary rasas. Conjugal love is exchanged by smiling, looking at each other, cutting jokes, cutting words, different attractive words, like this. This conjugal love. Then, after the primary rasa, there are 7 secondary rasas are there, which consists of laughing, wonder, chivalry, pity, anger, ghastliness, devastation. For example, Visma related to Krishna as a warrior in chivalrous rasa. Hiranyakasipu, however, experienced an exchange of ghastly, devastating rasa. 5 primary rasa constantly remain within the heart of pure devotee. The 7 secondary rasa sometimes appear and disappear to enrich the flavor taste of primary one. After enriching primary rasa, they disappear. After enriching primary, so there are 5 primary rasa, 7 secondary rasa. Pure devotee always have these 5 primary rasa. Sometimes they have secondary rasa, comes and appears and disappears. Depends. Example of Santa Bhakta devotee is neutral stage are says known as Navajogendra, namely Kavi, Harvi, Antarikya, Prabhuda, Pipalayana. There are nine sons of Bharat Maharaj, 9 sons of Rishabhadev. There are 100 sons of Rishabhadev. Out of 9 called Navajogendra. They are Santarasa. The 4 Kumaras also Santarasa. Sanak, Sanatan, Sanat, Sanatan. Also example of this stage. Example of devotee in the second stage, servitorship as Ratkaka, Chitraka, Patraka. These are all servant of Krishna in Gokul. In Dwaraka, there is Daruka. In the Vaikuntha planet, there are Hanuman and others. Devotee in the third stage of friendship includes Sridama in Vrindavan, Bhima and Arjuna in Dwaraka on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. As for those relating to Krishna and parental love, they include his mother, father, uncle, similar relatives. In the conjugal love, there are damsel of Braja Vrindavan, the queen in Dwaraka, the goddess of fortune in Vaikuntha. No one can count the vast number of devotees in this rasa. In general, attachment to Krishna is of 2 kinds. The first kind of attachment is awe and veneration, characterized by the lack of freedom. Such attachment is exhibited in Mathura and on the Vaikuntha planet. In these abode, Lord, the flavor of transcendental loving service is restricted. But in Gokul Vrindavan, love is freely exchanged. Although the coward boys, the Amsal of Vrindavan, know Krishna and Supreme Personality of Godhead, they do not show the awe and veneration. Because of the great intimacy of the relationship with him through thick and thin in the 5 principal transcendental relationship, awe and reverence are sometimes impediment to one service to the Lord. Here it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that this awareness of the greatness of the Lord, that awakening the love and respect. But our awareness of the sweetness of the Lord, that awakens the love of Godhead. That is the two different. See, when one is aware that Krishna is so great, is Supreme Lord, that means all the Vaikuntha planet, everybody is respecting him, Dwaraka, Mathura. But in Vrindavan, that is eclipsed, the sweetness of the Lord eclipsed by his greatness. Sorry, greatness of the Lord eclipsed by his sweetness. So Josodamaya do not know how great Krishna is, but how greatly Krishna depends on her. If I do not feed, he will be sick. He will go to Mathura hospital. If I do not bathe, he will be like this. If I do not discipline, he will be like a ruffian. So that is the thinking of this kind of love. That is called sweetness of the Lord. There is no awe and respect, absence of respect. Because when you are awe and respect, it will impede the flow of the love. There's an impediment. Just like Krishna appeared as son of Vasudeva Devaki, they prayed to the Lord with awe and veneration because they understood that Supreme Lord Krishna and Vishnu had appeared before them as a little child. So, therefore, they cannot extend their love as a parents because so much awareness of the greatness of the God that impedes the exchange of love. Arjuna also, when he saw the universal form of the Lord, he was afraid. Therefore, he is no more thinking, I am your friend, I am your servant. See, because as soon as your awareness is superseding, awareness of greatness is so high, prominent, then there is a love, there is impediment of the flow of the love. Similarly, when Krishna was playing jokes on Rukmini, she feared he might leave her. Because so Petru, she dropped the fan with which they was fanning. That is the thing. As soon as Rukmini, because all of the category of devotee, their awareness of the Krishna as a great, oh, Krishna is so great. But in case of Brajavasis, their awareness is not Krishna is so great. Krishna is nothing. He is our cowherd boy, is my friend. He is my son. He is my lover. So that is the difference between two kind of different category of the love. One is with awe and veneration, one is with the pure love of God. Without any veneration, absent of veneration. There are so many quotes has been given in this regard to substantiate that. Josodamaya binding Krishna with rope as if you are an ordinary son. And another says part where Krishna was defeated in games with his friend. Krishna is omnipotent, omnipresent. Who can beat him? But he was defeated. The coward boys had to carry Sridhama on the soldier. He had to carry the Sridhama. The Supreme Lord is defeated, is carrying his friend. That means the greatness of the Krishna eclipsed by the sweetness of the awareness of the sweetness of the Lord. So that is the very highest level. Regarding Gopi dealing with Krishna also, that how Krishna took Srimati Radharani alone from the rasa dance. She proudly thought that my dear Lord Krishna has left other gopis, although they were beautiful as I am. He is satisfied with me alone. In the forest, he told Krishna, my dear Krishna, I am unable to move anymore. Now, if you like, you can take me wherever you desire. Krishna replied, you can climb on my shoulder. As soon as he said this, he disappeared. Where Srimati Radharani repented very much. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing the highest conjugal love, highest love of Krishna, where the sweetness of Krishna is prominent rather than awe and reverence, and that is defined in this. That is defined in this teaching of Lord Chaitanya, highest rasa. So all these transcendental relationships culminate on the highest form of conjugal love, Madhurya Rasa, wherein they all exist simultaneously. That means here in Madhurya Rasa, the parental love is there, servitorship is there is a Sakhya Rasa is there, Shanta rasa is there. All other four rasas are there in this conjugal love, Madhurya rasa. Shanta rasa means just appreciate Krishna is great, but no service. Dasya rasa means appreciate Krishna is great, at the same time service. Therefore, Dasya rasa has already implicitly has incorporated the Shanta rasa. Then another come to Sakhya rasa, which is already included both Dasya rasa and also Shanta rasa. So devotees know that Krishna is great. Like Arjuna knows Krishna is great also. At the same times, he sometimes engage in the service of the Krishna. At the same time, he is also a friend relationship with Krishna. In case of parental love, all other previous rasas are also already there. And in case of Madhurya rasa, all the other four rasas are incorporated simultaneously. Therefore, Madhurya rasa is the highest rasa. And that Madhura rasa, which is conjugal love, is distributed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so freely. Therefore, he is called Nama Mahabhadanya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Nami Gopasana. How magnanimous the Lord. See, we are now reading the teaching of to Rūpa Gosvāmī. It's such a vast subject matter. He's explaining the principle of devotional service, which has to be culminated to the point of pure devotional service, goes beyond to the mellows and rasas, 5 rasas. He's defining all the things to Rūpa Gosvāmī. And that conjugal love Lord is freely distributing. How much magnanimous he is. So on this notes, we will stop this session teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī. That is very, very important subject matter. This is Madhya, 19th chapter. You should read this Madhya. Every devotee should read this Madhya, the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. We have gone a summary study. We did not go through all the verses. There are 200 plus verses in 19 chapters. So one should go each by each. There are many verses also there. So, but the main theme is like this, the principle of devotional service. How is so rare that very rare people who has the mercy of the Lord, they get that the seeds, and that seeds has to be properly nurtured and nourished to come to the pure devotional service. Then that also will be again go further, one stage to another stages, like a sugar cane juice to molasses candy. So go to other stage of mellows, rasas, 5 rasas, and in this way come to the highest conjugal love. This is the teaching of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rūpa Gosvāmī. On this notes, we will end these classes. Thank you very much. Jai Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu ki jai. Teaching of Lord Chaitanya ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Rūpa Gosvāmī Pada ki jai. Jai Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.